How you doing, everybody? I hope you're having a good day. It's going to be a hot one out here, but not anything I can do about it, so just do the best I can. The title of the lesson is Dirty Windows. And years ago, I read a story. It may have been like Reader's Digest or something. A story was told of an old couple who lived in a neighborhood for years, and a young couple had just moved in next door, and they were not able to afford a dryer. So as the young woman hung her clothes on the clothesline, the old lady complained that the young woman did not know how to wash clothes because the clothes she was hanging were filthy. And this happened several times until one day the woman said that finally the young woman learned how to do her laundry properly because the clothes were clean. Then her husband explained to her that he finally cleaned the windows that were dirty. So, after reading that, and of course getting a chuckle out of it, I thought of a spiritual application that we could make. And so here's the point. How many times do we judge people through dirty windows? See, if the old lady had any concern for the young lady, she would have gone over to mentor and assist her, and would have seen that the clothes were indeed clean. And how many times do we fail to assist someone who we feel obviously needs it, but choose not to get involved, and we're just content to just complain about, whatever. So, and I would guess it happens more than we're willing to admit. See, there's times when we make judgment calls based on limited information. And everybody does at times. Everybody does. And some people are vocal about it, and some people kind of keep it to themselves. But sometimes we make judgments. We look at someone's appearance and we determine, well, they're not worthy for the gospel kingdom because they wouldn't be interested. How many times have you done that? Have you withheld the gospel message? See, the sower went out. He sowed seed everywhere. And he didn't know where he was sowing. He was just sowed it everywhere, and some of it came up and produced good soil. So you don't know if someone's appearance might tell a different story about them than what is true. And so we do make these calls based on limited information. See, we might see someone doing a job the wrong way and talk about how dumb they must be. But if perhaps we walked over there, we might find that they didn't have the proper tools to work with. Maybe they didn't know how to use the proper tools, and so they could use it as an education experience. And it seems we are all too quick to judge someone based upon their actions or their appearance. See, we might complain about a person who wears dirty clothes and not even inquire if they have a washing machine or not. See, we might complain about any number of things which we feel should be done, only later to find out that they cannot do such things. And we see people who look normal. We expect them to behave and dress like normal people, but they require assistance functioning in this world. And we should be thankful that some people actually care enough to assist these poor souls. And then how many times have we heard people talking about us that hurt our feelings? Yeah, we might have thought that if only they had asked, they would not have made the statement they did. See, once again, this is a case of looking through dirty windows, and it bothers us, but then we turn around and do it about others. So, how should we react to that? Well, Matthew 7, 4 through 5 speaks of cleaning your own dirty windows before you complain about the other person. Yeah, we've got to watch ourselves. We've got to make sure we're on the right track. We need to take the splinter out of our eye, or the log out of our eye, that we can take the splinter out of someone else's eye. Well, not in those words, but hopefully you know what I mean. See, Matthew 7:2 tells us we will be judged by the same standard measure that we use. The same standard measure we use on others. See, we look at somebody, see how they're dressed, and we make assumptions about them. And whether those assumptions are true or not, we already have it made up in our mind. We haven't taken the time to talk to them. We haven't taken the time to, excuse me, see if they need anything. So that should be a sober thought on all of us. And I'm sure I'm not the only person who made judgments of others based upon limited information. And we must take caution when it comes to judging others. We must realize that others need the same benefit of doubt that you wish others would give you all the time. We must live a life where God will be pleased with us and judge us as righteous. So we all make judgment calls when dealing with others. And we are told to judge righteous judgment. See, it is not judgmental to warn someone about the lifestyle they are living, which leads them to an eternal torment of hell. We can surely overcome poor judgment when we seek to help them. And that's what we're supposed to do. Most of the world, when they think about judging, all they know is judge not, as Jesus said there in Matthew 7:1. And that's the only thing they pay attention to. And they ignore the portions that talk about that we are to judge righteous judgment. Excuse me. So consider these thoughts. Very simple lesson. I mean, judging others is something that, yes, we all do. And we need to get out of that. We need to stop doing that. And before you complain about somebody, get to know them and find out if there's something you can do to help them. And it'll change your tune. It'll change the way people look at you as well. I mean, we hate to be called judgmental. I mean, we just really despise that because, yeah, Jesus said don't judge. We don't want to be called judgmental. But we also know God said to make righteous judgment. And if someone's not living right, if we care about them, we're going to speak up and say, hey, you need to change your ways. And of course, we'll get the charge, you're being judgmental. I said, that's not what the Bible says. So consider these thoughts and share these messages with others. Like I said yesterday, I mean, treat these as seeds. Just send them out to everybody on your list and let them make the decisions about these things. And so, Lord willing, we'll be back again tomorrow with another lesson. All right, bye-bye for now.